Okay, hello and welcome back to our grade 9 maths lesson. I am Mrs. Rhea, your maths teacher. Okay, in our previous lesson, we looked at sales and best buys. In today's lesson, we are going to look at budget. Okay, budgets. Okay, what are budgets? Okay, budgets are plans that we use when spending money so that we have some money to save. Okay. Basically, a budget consists of the income. Okay, income refers to any money that you earn from any work that you do. It can either be from sales of goods or from salaries. Okay, and we also have the expenses. Okay, expenses refer to money that you spend. And of course, we also have to save some money, and that is referred to as savings. Okay, in this lesson, we are going to look at John's budget. Okay, John's income comes from his pay because he is a driver. He works for Money Plus and he is paid 700 kina on a fortnight. His wife does sales. She has a stall at the house and she does sales, and from sales she earns roughly about 600 kina in a fortnight. Let's look at the expenses. When we look at the expenses, we will look at the non-essential expenses and the essential expenses. When we refer to essential expenses, we are actually referring to the basic needs of the family. Okay, so under essential expenses, we have food, we have bills. Okay, under bills, we know it covers rents and any other bills that you pay, electricity bills, water bills, and so on. Then clothing, of course, we do need clothes. We need to wear clothes. Transport, okay. Transport, that is to go from home to your workplace. You actually need money for transport. And school fee. These come under essential expenses. Okay, for food, he budgets 300 kina. For bills, 700 kina. For clothing, 50 kina. For transport, of course, he has to use the cheapest means of transport using a bus. So 20 kina for transport, and for school fee, 50 kina. That gives us a total of 1,120 kina. Okay, then the non-essential expenses. We say non-essential expenses. We just write that as non-essentials. Non-essential expenses. We have entertainment. Entertainment, of course, that covers entertainment and luxury. Leisure entertainment and leisure. And luxury goods. Maybe you want to have earrings or lipstick or whatever that comes under that. For entertainment, he puts aside 50 kina. For luxury goods, he puts aside 50 kina. And that gives us a total of 100 kina. Okay? Total of total of 100 kina. So we can see that on essentials alone or on expenses, essential expenses and non-essential expenses, he spends a total of 1,220 kina. And he is left with 80 kina. So that 80 kina is for savings. So we can see that when he puts 1,200 kina on expenses and 80 kina as savings, that totals up to our income, which is 1,300 kina. Now, after he has completed his budget, he has realized that there was something that he has forgotten to add onto the expenses. And that is unforecasted expenses. Okay? Unforecasted expenses. Okay. He plans to put 10% of the income, which is 1,300 kina, on unforecasted expenses, and that will be 130 kina. He has already used up all the money on the expenses and the savings. The savings is there. He cannot touch savings. That is the money that he's going to save. Now he's going to look at the essential expenses and the non-essential expenses to cut down on some of the cost. Okay. When we look at bills, most of the bills are fixed amounts. So he cannot make any adjustment on the bills, but he can make adjustment on the food. Therefore, he has decided to cut down by 50 kina. So he gets 50 kina from food and puts it on unforecasted expenses. With clothes, he can still do without clothes. He will have clothes there, but he doesn't need new clothes every fortnight. Doesn't need new clothes every fortnight, so he can cut down on the clothes, amount for clothes. So he has decided to cut down by 30 kina. So he gets 30 kina from clothes, and he also needs to cut down on luxury goods from non-essentials of 50 kina. That will give us a total of 130 kina. That's 50 kina from food, 30 kina from clothes, and 50 kina from luxury goods. And that gives us a total of 130 kina. Now, if he cuts down on food and clothes, how much is he going to be left with? Okay, for expenses now, after cutting down on food, clothing, and luxury goods, on food and clothing, on essentials, and the expenses on the non-essentials, then he will be left with 1,220 minus 130 kina. That will be equal to 1,090 90 kina for expenses. Okay. Now, let's look at his savings. He is saving 80 kina in a fortnight. We want to find out how much he is going to save in a year. Okay? We know that there are 26 fortnights in a year. So, let's say his annual savings. Annual savings will be equal to 80 kina multiplied by 26 fortnights. And at the end of 1 year, he will have saved 2,080 kina. So that would be his savings at the end of the year. Okay. Let's look at the amount that he saves for school fee. He saves 50 kina a fortnight for school fee. What would be the amount that would be saved at the end of the year? Okay, so let's say for school fee, at the end of the year, because there are 26 fortnights in a year, 50 times 26 fortnights. For school fee, he would have 1,300 kina for school fee. Let's say he has a child who is 2 years old, and in 4 years' time, his child is going to be in elementary prep. Let's see how much he is going to save at the end of 6 years when the child is already 6 years. Okay, so we have 1,300 kina multiplied by 4 years, because he's going to save up for 4 years when he is going to put his child to elementary prep. Okay, so 0, 0, 4 times 3, 12, 1, 4 times 1, 4 plus 1 is 5. By the end of 4 years, he would have saved 5,200 kina, which is enough, more than enough to pay for his child's school fee and also pay for his uniforms and other needs. Okay, that is the reason why budget is very, very important. You have to make a budget for your savings and also for school fees so that you don't run around looking for money. And also, unforecasted expenses is also very, very important on a fortnightly budget, so that when there is a death in the family or when you have a breakdown of your vehicle, you still have money to meet the cost for that. Okay, that brings us to the end of our lesson on budgets. In our next lesson, we are going to look at making a business. Thank you.